yesterday was weird. I mean, obviously you had the Super Bowl and everything that came with it, and then get the news right before the Super Bowl. Like literally a half an hour before, somebody told me that Lew Hill, longtime assistant, coach with Lon Kruger, has been the head coach at UTRGV for the last 5 years, died yesterday morning. And I was just, in shock right away. But it was true. It was true. He died. He had COVID a few weeks ago and coached 2 nights ago. Picked up a technical. I talked to somebody close to him, talked to a couple people close to him to confirm it, obviously. And they said he had lost about 30 or 40 pounds recently. Also had some other medical issues and got home late and just never woke up. And so then, I get through the Super Bowl. I'm recording a podcast with Robbie Hummel and Chris Holtman. And I look at my phone afterwards and our text chat with Borzello and Parrish and Norlander, I see the news that Pedro Gomez died. And Pedro had become like a really good friend, like because he was actually up here in Newburyport a couple of years ago. His son Rio pitched in the Red Sox organization. So he was up here in Lowell, Mass, which is like 20 minutes, half an hour from us. So he came up to Newburyport. I had just torn up my knee. I remember it well because he was up here and he's like, "Hey, I know you just tore up your knee. You can't, come out, whatever." I said, No, I'll come out. I'll meet you. So I hobbled out with my crutches, met him, and just a really, really good guy, and helped me when I got to ESPN, an elite level reporter, so good at his job. And part of the reason I have really established a good friendship with him was because of Frank Martin. They grew up together in Miami, super close. And I would call him for dirt on Frank before I was going to do anything on Frank. And I remember he'd always call him Francisco Martin. It's always how he would refer to him. So whenever I talk to Frank now, I always refer to Frank as Francisco Martin. And Pedro, he texted me Wednesday. He texted me about College Hoops Wednesday. We were going back and forth because he lives in Arizona. His son Rio went to Arizona. But he was his son was with a bunch of ASU buddies. So he was asking me Remy Martin questions. And he would call me every time he did NBA draft stuff a couple of years ago for the Phoenix Suns. He would call me before that to get up to speed. I actually got Tom Glavine's number from him recently because I wanted to reach out to Glavine, one of the first stories. So again, just hit me hard. It just hit me hard yesterday. Those guys were both young, and then I didn't even see this one, Pat Fillion. I'm sure you kind of know who he is. Maybe you don't, but he was a longtime assistant. He was at Vermont. I think he was a D2 head coach in AD. He passed away last Thursday, and I missed it. And somebody texted that to me this morning. And, I just hope coaches take care of themselves. I think that's kind of the biggest thing right now. People take care of themselves in this climate because everybody's still working. Sometimes like they were working before, instead of slowing down a little bit, and especially coaches and people that are out on the road, you don't have to work at the same pace. Take care of yourself. That's the most important thing. But again, both Lew Hill, obviously Pedro Gomez, Pat Fillion, I don't know. It's just tough right now.
Yep. It's the era that we're living in.
Yeah. But, I don't know. One day like that. And again, Pedro was and Lew Hill, such a good guy, such a good human being, had a ton of coaches reach out. So anyway, we'll move on.